The Swedish DJ Avicii, who is one of the world's biggest dance music stars, has died in Oman at the age of 28. Avicii, whose real name was Tim Bergling, had been nominated twice for Grammy Awards for his hits Levels and Sunshine. While the former Radio 1 dance music DJ Judge Jules knew Avicii, he joins us live now. Our condolences to you. You'd performed alongside Avicii, you performed with him, you knew him. Just tell us a little bit about his contribution to the dance scene and how he transcended the dance scene right through to pop music, breaking through to the United States.
Well, there are DJs that have been superstar DJs, and dance music as a culture is a global phenomenon that's worth a huge amount of money, but there are very few genuine megastars from my world, and Avicii was one of a handful of them, with a really distinctive melodic sound, a classic journey up from the underground through to the extreme mainstream, and very much responsible for the breaking, actually, of dance music in the one territory where it simply couldn't get a foothold prior to Avicii's success, and that's North America. So not only does he leave behind a fantastic musical legacy, but the achievement of breaking dance music in a territory where ultimately people were doubtful it ever would be is equally something that will be part of his epitaph.
What was it about his music that was so popular? 11 billion hits on Spotify, that's just absolutely incredible.
Well, initially he started out as the producer of a more instrumental-based tracks, and it was basically finding that magic factor that many people go into the studio and spend hours trying to achieve, but very few actually do. Simple melodies, interesting synth sounds, and the sort of instrumental records that even those people who actually prefer to hear vocal tracks came out of clubs, listened to the radio, humming along to. He then evolved into a really interesting combination of sounds where he almost took some kind of sort of country and western sounds and merged those with dance music, had a vastly successful album doing that, and a lot of those billions of streams come from that one album.
Now, the life of a DJ, one assumes that it's incredibly glamorous, the trips to Ibiza, etc. It's grueling, isn't it?
It really is, and sometimes one would get scant sympathy saying that, because of course it's a lifestyle that hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of wannabe DJs and music producers aspire towards. But for every sort of 2 hours of glory behind the turntables, there's an enormous amount of spade work, touring, lack of sleep, traveling from A to B, quite similar to the life of a band, of course. So it's far from being glamorous, and really, if you want to succeed as Avicii did, you need to have that, you need to be able to go to the nth degree in terms of being just absolutely crazily motivated and having a desire to succeed that very few of your peers will.
Now, he certainly had that desire, he had that drive, but back in 2016 he had been unwell. He announced that he was retiring at the incredible age of just 26. In terms of the loss to the music, not just the dance scene, just explain what a big impact this will have.
Well, he'd had a bit of a break since his last album. He'd just begun to release new material. There was a recent track with Rita Ora. Was pretty much picking up where he'd left off in terms of commercial mainstream chart success. He was being played on all the big radio stations, huge streaming support as well. So very much not only taken away in his prime in terms of his age, but in terms of his musical output as well.
And just tell us a little bit about why he said that he was going to retire from touring.
Well, I don't know the backstory to that, but I certainly know what it's like and how very intense it is. He, for example, for a number of summers did a weekly residency in Ibiza, and sometimes he would fly in straight from touring the US on a Saturday night to play a huge pool party in Ibiza. This kind of traveling across continents day by day, which is the sort of stuff that again people do dream of, but it's very taxing on the body. And I wouldn't want to speculate on the backstory to this tragic occurrence, but certainly that's a grueling existence.
Yes, the reality very different, an absolute tragedy. Just 28 years old, Avicii. Judge Jules, for your time and sharing your memories, thank you so much.